Welcome to Community Hotline, for the community, by the community. I am your host, Bob Fang, and this is presented by 88 Real Estate Media. Today we have community member, Mr. Robert. Why don't you introduce yourself, good sir?
Hello, everyone. Bob, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be part of this. My name is Robert Osorio. I'm with Stewart Title. I'm a title representative here in Orange County.
What does that mean? What is a title representative? Can you kind of give us?
The gist of my job is to go around to realtors, lenders, and escrow officers and offer my services as a title rep. So whether they need farming materials, comparables, or property profiles, I'll be there for them, whether it be, from 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. They give me a call, and I'm always more than happy to help them.
Got it. Cool. Okay, so most of your time is more remote, like you drive around and you meet these people physically?
Yep. Majority of my job is to go around, visit offices, build the rapport with my agents, make sure that I'm taking care of them. I'm making sure that they have all their wants and needs in line. And if there's ever any questions that I can't answer, I make sure to connect them to that right person.
Man, all these agents, I feel like they just get pampered, like brokers, realtors, take them out to coffee. I guess title reps are taking them out to coffee.
They definitely get pampered. They get treated real well.
I love it. Okay, cool. So let's get into our first topic of the day, which is money. The big topic in the world right now. What is money? Why isn't it taught in schools? How do you make money? What's going on? Can you give us a 101 explanation of it?
Yeah, so what is money? To me, money is a current medium of exchange for your value. So if you provide value to the job that you're doing, that is equivalent to the money you'll make. So a very smart man once said, strive not to be a success, but to be of value. Albert Einstein said that. And I think it's very important, and I think it's very true because, for example, if you want to make a lot of money in your industry, you can't do it by just being successful. You have to do it by providing value in your industry, by showing them what it is that you bring to the table. So what is money? To me, money is a current of exchange for the value of your time and your efforts. Now, why don't they teach you what money is in school? I think there is a sense of money, but back to the old times, I think money has always been a very, not like a religion, politics. You don't really talk about it, right? You kind of just say, you work hard, this is economics, and this is how you make money. But they don't really tell you the specifics of it. This is how much they're going to tax you. This is what you're going to have to do when you have to file your taxes. You're going to either have to pay or you're either going to have some in return. But they don't ever teach you those things. So why do they not teach it? I don't know. They're probably just busier teaching you what to do to work for someone else, in my opinion.
So it's a trap.
Perhaps.
Okay, so what? Tell me. You went to high school. What was your who were you in high school?
I was a very simple person. I'd like to think that I didn't really talk to many people. I didn't get really associated with anyone. I was a cross-country athlete. The majority of my time went to that. After school, we'd run from 2:15 to about 4 p.m., go home, have some dinner, homework, and repeat. Weekends were devoted towards races and meets. So I'd like to think that I was just a very chill, very relaxed, just kind of did my own thing, kind of flying under the radar, really. I did have several friends, but I wasn't, striving to be the popular kid. I was never striving to be, the best kid in the school. I just strive to do the best in what I can do. So that's the kind of person I was. Yeah.
I love it. Did you? How would you say your understanding of money has changed since high school to now?
I like to think that it has changed tremendously because obviously when I was in high school, like I said, a lot of the time was devoted towards just running and going to school, and I didn't really have any understanding of the real world of the dollar value to me personally. So eventually, after several years of running for Fountain Valley High School, I had to let it go, and I got a job at McDonald's. And McDonald's was a very, very interesting place for me to work at because you're working at a very high-paced environment. You're taking orders, giving people change, and that's when you really understand, wow, this is what $1, this is what minimum wage is worth. This is what it takes. So from then to now, you really understand what it is that the dollar really means, and how money really works in your world. Because if, for example, I say my value is only minimum wage, I think that's fine. But if you want to go above and beyond, you have to provide value to your workplace, and you have to show them that you can improve the workplace. You can provide value to them, and that's the only way your dollar value will go up. You can be the nicest person in the world, you can be the most courteous person in the world, but that won't always bring you money, to be completely honest.
Do you have an example of a personal experience of when you kind of like, realized this, that you had to bring value in order to make more money?
Not a personal experience, but I've read many books, and one of the books was that the person, for example, I was going to school for accounting and finance, and I found out that there was two accountants, right, in this book, two accountants, one that was very social, and one that was very quiet and to themselves. And the person who was very social, always did favors, always did things, was the person to get the raise. Why? Because not only did they show the value, but they were personable. They were able to go out and above and beyond and do these little favors and, again, do their job, versus the accountant who just sat at their office and did, their job. They did it well. They did it great. But for some reason, they didn't get the raise. And I thought that was very interesting. But to answer your question, me personally, in my opinion, I haven't really had the privilege to, see that. But I've read many books, and I think it's very true.
Well, you're still really young. I mean, how old are you?
22.
Yeah, you have light years ahead of you. Once someone told me that it was like the other day, he was like, "Look, man, you can go broke at 25, you can go broke at 30, you can go broke at 35, and you still got plenty of time to make money and to be successful in life."
Yeah.
What would you say, I guess, a defining moment in your life was, that had to do with, finances? Like, do you save more money now? Like, were there people that influenced your life when it came to that?
So when I was younger, I grew up with my mom, who raised several, 4 children on herself, and it's a very similar story to Rich Dad Poor Dad, where my mom was always like, save your money, work hard, continue to save your money. And then, we had issues, and it was very difficult for us to get around. So eventually my aunt, who's a very caring lady, very, very, very smart, very hardworking as well, same background as my mom, and she asked me, "Hey, Robert, come live with me. Come live with me for a couple of years." And sure enough, I went to live with her, and it was very different to see how she managed her money. She was more of the kind of person to take risks, more of an entrepreneur, right? My mom was go to school, work hard, save money. My aunt was go to school or get an education, work hard, and invest your money. So that move from one household to the next really changed my perspective in what I do. So right now, personally, like you said, I am still very young, so I do take a lot of risks, because I always tell myself, look, I can become bankrupt in 2 years and I'll still be okay. I'll just keep working hard, save up some cash, and not make the same mistake again. Right? Just like you said it, I can take so much risk right now. I'm maybe, let's say, 1/4 of my life right now, and that's only 25%. So
It's true. You could get a DUI right now, kill somebody, go to prison for 5 years, come out at 27, and you'd still be good.
yeah, technically, yeah.
Not saying you should do any of that.
No, never.
In the most extreme cases, if that had happened, like, you'd still be fine. And I think that's like a message that I personally wanted to hit home, that patience and people.
Yeah.
What I guess, just to kind of transition now into more of the education aspect of it. Actually, no. You know what? Before we hit there, give the audience a money tip, something that you wish you knew in high school, or that something you wish you knew.
So I don't think this is necessarily a money tip, but this is a tip for life that will bring you loads of riches. And this tip, to me, is and let me remember this. It's one of my favorite sayings, and I can't remember it. Maybe it's because I'm on camera and it's making me nervous. But okay, here we go. It just came to me. Your desire for success has to be greater than the fear of failure or the criticism. So no matter what you're doing, if you want to post a YouTube video, but you're nervous, you're scared because you don't know what Bill's going to say or the kid who sits next to you is going to say, you should not care. Your success shouldn't be determined by that. Your success should be greater than that fear. And because of that, if you strive for that, it'll bring you tons of riches because now nothing can stop you. And that's one tip that I can say that will bring you many riches, but it's not necessarily directed towards money. It's directed towards, a person as a whole, in my opinion.
I love that. I love that. Do you have an example in your life where you implemented that?
Yeah, actually. So just recently, I started posting YouTube videos, Robert Osorio on YouTube, and it's this name. What's this way? It's this way. It's this one right here on YouTube. But
a follow, go subscribe to his channel.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, please. I would really appreciate that. But so at first I was very hesitant because I was thinking to myself, man, do I really want to post this YouTube video? What if someone sees this and maybe I portray the wrong information or make a small mistake and I get judged? And I was just overthinking it. And then I read that phrase and I thought, oh my goodness, I want to be successful, so successful. But I have a higher fear of what people are going to say about me than the want to be successful. And it just clicked. I had a major epiphany and I was like, no way. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to post videos every week now, and I'm going to show them what I'm made of. I'm going to be one of the best title reps in Orange County. I'm telling you right now. And that's because I read that phrase and I told myself, no way. I'm not letting other people's thoughts, other people's words, control what I want in life. Because at the end of the day, 50% of the people aren't going to like you anyways. So you might as well go out there and do what it is that you like.
Right. What would you say? Has there been like a tough moment as a title rep? Have you had like doors slammed on you and, you have a story to tell?
Yeah, actually. So we're working remotely now. It's a little bit more difficult to visit the offices. And usually when you visit in person, they're very kind, right? They almost have to welcome you in like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. But through email, people get, people definitely do get more stern because they have more power, more control, right? So I once sent an email saying, hey, this is Robert, a title rep in Orange County. I'm with Stewart Title. I'd love to help you out. And, kind of just gave her the gist of what I do and, how I'd like to help her out. And this person replied saying, please unsubscribe me. And keep in mind, a lot of my emails are handwritten by myself personally for every person. So I spend a lot of time writing emails. And I replied saying, no name, ! Please don't give up on me. Like, I know you probably have a relationship with your title rep, but trust me, I'm not here to ruin any relationships. I'm just here to be a second option in case, anything ever happens. I think it's always good to have, someone else you can rely on in case anything hits the fan.
Right.
I sent it. I thought it was very lighthearted, and I thought it was very honest. Like, I'm not here to ruin your relationships. I'm just here to be a second option in case, anything happens. She replied saying, when I say unsubscribe me, it means don't reply back. And I was like, right? I was just shocked. I was like, okay, well, what do I do? And in that case, I just had to unsubscribe her from my email. But, maybe she'll watch this one day. Maybe she'll see my videos. And, I'm always welcome to help her out if she ever comes around. But, until then, that's kind of where she left it off.
Right. I mean, that's the thing with sales, right? It's like, as long as they're alive, you can kind of keep hitting them back every so often.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess that's kind of like a thing where it's like, do you want to work with someone like that who has an attitude like that? But I mean, people change. I don't know.
Yeah.
Difficult. But thank you for sharing that. That was really important. That means you're getting a lot of thick skin going on. So back to education. What would you how do you feel about the current education system? You having gone through the Orange County school system. Is it good? Is it bad? What do you think the kids are kind of going through right now?
Well, right now, it's very strange. My little brother, he's 8 years old, and he's going to school via Zoom, right? It's very, very different. So I don't even know what to think about that. That's very fresh. But, if we trace back to when I went to school, from elementary school all the way to college, I can say elementary school was a lot of fun. I think it was a very great thing for kids to become social, to learn, basic skills like reading, writing, and socializing. And then middle school, same thing. You kind of develop these skills further, and you realize whether you're an athlete or not. And moving forward from there, you go to high school, and high school is one of those things where I think it's developed for you to figure out what subjects you really like. So, for example, you're taking a science class, you're taking a math class, and you're taking an English class and a history class. You're taking 4 classes, all 4 different subjects, and then that's when you realize, oh, I hate history. Oh, I love science. I love math. And so you start getting an understanding of who it is that you are, what it is that you want to do in life, because that's how I thought. I thought, man, I love math and I love science. I might be a nurse. So once I graduated from Fountain Valley High School, I went to Orange Coast College. I was taking my general ed courses and started taking some science courses, and I was thinking, man, this is hard. This is so hard. The competition is real. And, going through the classes, I was thinking, man, like, I don't know if this is really for me. So I started doing my own research, and I really, really liked math, and I was really good at it. So I figured I'll go into accounting. That's great, because accounting, if I learn it, I can run my own business, I can run my own numbers, and I can, essentially run by myself, a sole proprietorship. And so that's what I started doing. I started going to school for accounting, and it was great. That's what kind of school led me to do it. High school led me to know whether it is I liked certain things or not, and because of that, it filtered the jobs that I wanted in life. So when I went to college, I was a little bit more prepared. But now I'm in college, and I've spent 3 years, and it's a 2-year college, OCC, it's a Coast Community College. And at that time, I was like, what am I doing? I'm spending so much time. I spent all this time trying to do, nursing, and now I'm spending all this time going back to accounting. And then finally, I finished all my general ed, all my, prerequisite courses for accounting, and I transferred over to Cal State Long Beach. That's where I started taking more courses, and I, at the moment, was a real estate agent and waiting tables. So during the daytime, I'd go to class. In the afternoon, I would wait tables, and in the weekends, I would host open houses. And things were great and all, but it just almost didn't make sense to me, because I was going to school, almost full time, working full time, and doing all this in real estate. And I was like, dude, like I don't even know what to do. Like, do I just let go of school and continue working? What do I do? And for some reason, it's like the world listened to me, because a kid who was sitting behind me was working at the company I am now. And we started chatting, and we got to know each other. And eventually he said, hey, Robert, you want to come work with me? And I thought, you know what? It's a great idea, but I don't even know where I would fit you in my schedule. Like, not you, the job, right? I already have so many things on my plate, and I'm thinking, I don't know. And he tells me, well, think about it. The option is there. And so I thought to myself, man, that's where this whole thing comes into. I'm really young. I can take the opportunity. I can take the chance. Worst case scenario, I'll go back to school. It's okay, right? So I said, you know what? Let's do it. I then let go of my waiting job, unhung my real estate license to start working with Stuart Title. I originally started working with the customer service department, and I was still going to school at the time, and the money was okay, to be completely honest. And I was just learning the ropes behind the scenes, and eventually my division president was a very nice guy, and I would always bug him, ask him if I can read books, ask him what it is that I can do to be you, right? What is it that I have to do to sit down on your chair? And eventually started recommending some books and chatting and telling me what it is that a salesperson does. And after showing so much interest and bugging him for 3 months straight, he says, hey, Robert, I'm going to give you an opportunity. I want you to become a sales rep. And at first, again, me being wary, I was like, oh, I don't know, Dale, like, I know I've been asking you for this for a while now, but I don't know if I can do it, right? And I thought about it, and then I went to his office, and he was like, well, Robert, you've got to do it. So I was kind of pushed into it. And so I'm still going to school at the time. And I eventually wrapped my head around it and said, you know what? I'm still young. If this doesn't work out, I can always fall back on something else. So, I moved forward. I was a sales rep. I was going to Cal State Long Beach. Everything was great. And if my mom watches this video, Mom, I love you, and I hate for you to find out this way, but I took this semester, I took this year off from Cal State Long Beach to pursue a full-time position as a sales rep with store title. Because let me tell you one thing. If there's one thing that school and college is designed for, it is designed to give you opportunities like these, like the opportunity I have now. So it would have been dumb of me to continue going to school and doing this job for only half of my time divided by school and this. It wouldn't make any sense. So I was like, you know what? I'm dropping out of school. I'm doing this full time because let me tell you, I don't remember when was the last time I focused on one thing and I focused on it and I did the very best I can. So that's where I'm at now. The way I think of college is it's designed to show you what it is that you want in life. So if an opportunity does present itself, I say go for it. Go for it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the experience is more valuable than the schooling. Think about it this way. If you went to high school and straight after you only went to college, but if you went to high school and straight after you went to, the workforce, who would you say has more, I guess, education in terms of taxes, social security, health benefits, and all that stuff? Who would you say is more, who's more educated on that sense? And it'd be the person who has the experience, right? So worst case scenario, he gains that experience, goes back to college for 4 years. Now he's more motivated than ever. Because usually when you're out of high school, you're not very motivated. You're just like, oh, I'm just doing it because my parents want me to, or I'm just doing it because I want to make good money. But you don't really see it. When you leave it, you realize whether, man, I need this, or man, I don't. And then when you come back or don't, you really do take it a lot more into consideration. So that's the way I feel about, the whole schooling system.
I love it. I love it. I love it. If this video goes live and we see you in a body bag because your mom, we know why.
I love you, Mom, by the way.
What is your, did you tell your aunt that you dropped out?
No, Mom doesn't know you. So
Nobody knows? Nobody knows?
Only I don't even know if my sisters know. It's a good question. I guess we'll find out once this thing goes live.
Hey, okay. No worries. All right. So tell me, now that you've, kind of left school, you sound like you know exactly like what you want, right? You wouldn't have taken the dive if you didn't. What is your highest ambition in life?
My highest ambition in life is to be the person I always aspired to be, to not have to worry about financials, to be financially independent, grow a family, and just essentially live a stress-free life and be happy. That's the end result, because happiness at the end of the day is what we all strive for. If money brings you happiness, then that's what someone strives for, because it does bring in that happiness. And at the end of the day, I just want to be happy. I want to be excited about all the things I accomplished in life, and I want to be able to tell my children, hey, I worked my butt off, and now you guys have this. Like, enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is for you guys. Because at the end of the day, like, I understand that I'm doing this for me, but I'm also doing it for my future family as well.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's transition to our last topic of the day, and that is entertainment. I think some of the most entertaining topics today is dating. Tell us, I feel like there's a lot of kids in high school who, are confused about dating. Like, I don't think a lot of, did your mom give you a dating talk?
Did my mom give me to an extent. My mom was always very, very forward, very black and white. So sorry to interrupt, but I'm just going to give you a real quick story. I was really heartbroken in high school. I was sobbing. I was crying, just, oh my gosh, just bawling. And I was in bed. I was sobbing, and I told my mom, like, I'm so sad. Like, we broke up, blah, blah, blah. And you know what she told me? She was just like, well, Mijo, it's just part of life. And just walked away, just like that. I was like, oh, it was like a dagger to my heart, but it's so true. It's like, she could have been a little bit more compassionate and told me, like, oh, like, honey, it's part of life. Like, it's okay. Like, you're going to get through it. She was just like, it's part of life, and just kind of went back to bed. I don't know what she did. Maybe she thought about it, but oh, man, I'm never going to forget that.
I love it. I love it. So what kind of, what would you say to, what kind of dating advice would you have from your personal experiences now that you've kind of, gone through it? Should you date in high school? What's going on?
I think that everyone moves at their own wavelength. Everyone moves at their own pace. And if that's the case, some people will date in high school, some people won't. Some people will date in college, some people won't. Some people will fall in love with their first love, and I think my advice to them would be, don't look for it. Just do your thing, focus on yourself, and if it comes across and it shows itself, go for it. Don't try to neglect it. If you like the person and they like you and it just so happened to work out, you have no reason to be afraid. But do know this, that every time you do fall in love, there is a possibility of severe pain. And it's part of life, and it sucks. But you know, I think that the best relationships I've had are when I'm doing my own thing and that opportunity just presents itself. So don't look for it. Do your own thing. Focus on yourself. When it comes up, go for it. That's
Got,
that advice I'd say.
got it. And then so that was dating. So let's round it up with what are specifically what are two pieces of life advice you have for the youth?
Life advice. So work hard. Everyone will always tell you that. Everyone will always tell you that. But let me tell you something. I am living proof of hard work works. Let me tell you, like, I grew up in a very poor family. We'd go to canned food drives. Mother who raised 4 children on her own. I grew up in not one of the best areas, but I was able to get myself out of it. Through my family, through my thoughts. I always told myself I deserve better. I want better. I'm gonna achieve it no matter what. And that's where it all starts. You embed that seed in your brain. You tell yourself, I deserve better. I'm gonna be great. You're gonna accomplish it. And if you're the kind of person who has no challenge being self-sufficient, being self-motivated, you're gonna achieve great things. And I can tell you that right now. So tell yourself every day that you deserve better. If you really think it, it's gonna happen. That's my number one piece of advice. My second piece of advice is never worry about what other people are going to say. Like I said earlier, your desire for success has to be greater than the fear of failure. Always, always, always dream of something so much bigger that the fear of failure is so minimal to where you don't even think about it. Sometimes you'll feel this way when you have your back against the wall and you're thinking, there's no way I can get out of this unless I do this. And that's kind of how you have to look at it. You have to look at it as, I have no outlet. I have to make it happen. There's no what ifs or buts. There's no plan B. This is it. Like I have to make it happen. And somehow you always make it happen. And that's the same thing you should do towards life. And so those are the two pieces of advice I would give children and maybe even some adults now.
I love it. I love it. Okay. High ambitions, work hard, love. I love it. I love it. You are living proof. Tell me,
Yes, sir.
tell me what, you shared so much information today. I just want to say I appreciate you. Final question is, what is $100 million problem that the community can solve for you?
A $100 million problem that the community can solve for me. Okay, so I guess the problem I have, or the question I have, is why is it that the person on the yacht doesn't seem as happy as the person on the paddleboard? Now, I hang out in Bubble Island quite a bit, and I notice that some of these people have some giant yachts, and they always seem so serious. Like they always have something on their mind. And then there's the people with the paddleboard who just seem to be enjoying the moment, having fun, and just paddling along. And I want to realize, I really want to know what's going on. Like, why is it seem that way? Maybe it just seems that way, and they're actually really happy. But I guess I won't find out until I get there, right?
Or you can let me know, or someone who owns a yacht, I can bring them on the community hotline, and then we can
Yeah.
post it.
I'm on a mission.
You ever considered going up to the guy in the yacht, just being like, "Hey, question."
Sometimes I'll like wave and they'll wave, but the only way I can get on a yacht is by either swimming towards it or jumping on. And last thing I want to do is get off.
Hey, you said you can do extreme things, right? Take risks. You never.
Yeah. So if that takes knocking on the guy's door and saying, "Hey, I want to know how you became successful,"
Exactly.
Some people will say, "Get out of here."
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Before I forget, 88 Real Estate Media is looking for members to join the oversight committee to build the best mindfulness school in Southern California. Shoot us a message if you want to learn more. Also, if you do business in the real estate industry, please do consider hiring us next time. Other than that, Robert, do you have any last minute plugs, any last words for the audience right now?
Last words, Bob. Thank you so much for having me. And I just came here to support Bob. I've seen his website. I love what he stands for. And if you guys can give that phone number a call, give him a follow on Instagrams, whatever it is that you can do to support him, make sure you do that. He's a great guy. He cares about the community, and he's just a stand-up all-around guy. So that's what I'd like to say to the community. And again, Bob, I appreciate you, taking the time to, record this video. And to all the viewers out there, I hope you all, stay healthy and well.
I love it. I love it. Tell us one last minute plug for you then. How can people reach you? What's your phone number, Instagram?
Instagram at Robert Bearlake, and the phone number is 949-537-8029. If you're a young adult, if you're a real estate agent, escrow officer, lender, feel free to reach out. I'm always more than happy to help with all of your title needs. And if you ever need any life advice, I might not be the perfect person, but I've definitely experienced a lot. So if you just want to chat about it, feel free to message me. I'm always more than happy to jump on a call and talk about anything.
Tell me your number again. 949 what?
949-537-8029.
Got it. Let me just do that real quick. Guys, the number on the ground, 949-537-8029. Give this man a call. You want to talk about real estate, life, anything. If you liked what he said today, you want to work with him, that is his number. Give him a follow. Do a quick Google search. He's the man. All right.
Yes.
Have a good one, Robert.
All right, brother. Take care, Bob.